Do you know what's the worst kind of failure? It's when you let yourself down. It's when you make all these promises to yourself that you try to get better, you try to improve yourself, you try to be there for yourself. But ultimately you end up making the same mistake again. Perhaps you relapse, perhaps you do something that is going to bring yourself a few steps back. And now what do? You're sat in the place that you don't want to be anymore. You're sat in the place that perhaps by now you think you should be away from. Chief, there is no time frame of when you should be better, when you should stop making these mistakes, when you should stop letting yourself down, because humans, we're naturally weak creatures, and we're in an environment where there's so many temptations, so many things drawing us this way and that way. And this isn't me excusing your behavior or my behavior. I'm just giving you reasons. You failed yourself. You feel disappointed. Maybe you're beating yourself up. Maybe you want to give up. But if you give up, that will be the real failure. That's what makes the condition permanent. What you're feeling right now is just a symptom. So there's ways to use this for your advantage. First of all, you need to understand why you failed and drop the mopey attitude. Stop beating yourself up, not because you deserve better, but because that's not going to help. First of all, don't try and treat yourself to make yourself feel better. The emotion you have, you do deserve to feel that way. You feel that way for a reason, so don't try and get rid of it, but don't add to it either. Don't do anything with the emotion. Just let it sit. Do you understand? You should feel that way. Because yes, you have fucked up. But you shouldn't add to it. You shouldn't beat yourself up. Just take accountability for your actions and understand you feel the way you feel because of what you've done. That's the cause and effect. Secondly, let's use this. There is information here that we could be using, but instead you're moaning about it. Be stoic. Externally, who needs to know? This is only for you and your improvement. It's only going to hurt you as much as you let it, right? And you should let it a bit, otherwise how are you ever going to improve? But not so much that you stop. Use this information. Why did you fuck up? Why did you let yourself down? What caused you to do it? There's many times recently where I've overestimated my ability with self-control. And I think we all do this, especially on the self-improvement sphere. When you're starting to improve yourself, you convince yourself you're some sort of monk. And then the more confident you get, the more confident you think you're going to be with self-control, and then you slip up. Because you're in that self-love, self-respect, self-admiration, and you're blind to the fact that you are always at war with yourself, your urges. Because there's so much temptation around, there's so much shit. And if you don't stay vigilant, you will fuck up. So why did you fuck up? Why have you let yourself down? It's okay, because you're gonna make it right. You will probably fuck up again, but guess what? Every single time you fuck up, if you do it right, every single time you fuck up, you are getting closer to preventing it. And there's also a frame of mind you need to have. Let's say there's this guy that's beating his demons. Let's say it's pornography. He was addicted to porn, but he beat it completely. He went 3, 6, 1 year 6 months to a year without watching any of it. And then one day when he was very drunk, he came back and he watched porn once. Would you tell that guy that that year of absolutely nothing is now gone up in smoke? And now he's right back to where he started? Or would you tell him that you were drunk, you were stupid, but ultimately you're not someone who watches porn, so just move on? What would you tell him? Of course it's going to be the latter. He's not going to go back on all of his work just because of one stupid mistake, because this is the thing you need to realize, Chief. It doesn't matter how successful you are, how far along your journey you are. You can still make those same stupid mistakes you made when you were a teenager, because inside we are just children. We are fucking apes pretending to be complex thinking adults, and sometimes we really have the potential to be, but sometimes we don't. So with that knowledge, yes, you fucked up. Yes, you are a bit of an idiot at the moment, but guess what? So is everyone else. So am I. So is that guy down there by the lake. Hope he didn't see me point at him. And you know what, Chief? Yeah, you are feeling shit right now, but if you do the right things, you won't feel shit tomorrow, even later, even in a few hours. The first step is go and do something, because maybe you've let yourself down in a big way, and maybe it hurts, but guess what? Life's going to keep going, and what you're going to do, sit there and focus on that mistake, or keep trying to chase the next success? Because it affects you emotionally now, but you control how much it affects you from this moment onwards, from the future, and so on. Swear to never make that mistake again, and guess what? You will make that mistake, but you'll be stronger. Use the knowledge, be better, but understand that fuck-ups don't mean it's over. Giving up means it's over. You let yourself down, but guess what? You're going to use it to prop yourself up, and you're going to use it to improve yourself. Because no one's perfect, neither are you. And that's brilliant, because that means there's room to try to be, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. Chief, I hope you're okay. Don't beat yourself up, and you can always make it right. Just know that you have to feel how you feel now so you can feel how you feel later, right? I love you, Chief. If there's someone that needs to hear this, send this video to them. I know I did at once upon a time. I used to beat myself up so much. You know, it's funny. I used to beat myself up to the point where it was very unhealthy, physically and mentally, for making mistakes that, guess what, Chief? I still make those same mistakes now sometimes. But the difference is my connection with them mentally is much more healthy. I make them, first of all, a lot less often. But back then I was expecting so much of myself, which I still do now. In fact, if anything, I expect more, but beating yourself up is just a waste of time. It's about changing your perception of mistakes, no matter what they are. It doesn't matter how many times you make the same thing. As long as you're improving, as long as you're gaining knowledge from it, as long as you keep fighting, however long it takes, that's the main thing. Say less, do more.